and it's blue. Everything is blue. Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Shar Binks, aka Mindset of Gold, and today we are gonna talk about Black Lives Matter because they do. They really do. Okay, so last week, July 4th, Delron Small was killed by a police officer. Alton Sterling was killed by a police officer, and Philando Castile was killed by a police officer. All of these people were killed by police officers in a consecutive week, day after day after day. This is disgusting. This is absolutely ridiculous. But guess what? What happened? Nothing. There's no indictment that has been shown to prove that the police officers are being held accountable, which is no surprise because as things has happened like this in the past, they aren't held accountable, and if they are held accountable, it's like a 2-week paid suspension. Like, come on, like, what is going on? Black Lives Matter. Which leads me into the next topic of Black Lives Matter, because obviously some people don't understand the Black Lives Matter movement. Some people actually think Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. I digress. I'll give another explanation of Black Lives Matter. I posted a video on my Facebook page last week giving an explanation about it, but I don't think I did myself justice. So I'm gonna run it down bit by bit right now. Now I'm gonna start by saying this. Yes, there are radicals within the Black Lives movement that are like, oh, we just need to kill all the cops, we need to kill all the white people, etc. Blase, blase. But that is not the main point of the movement. And that is what they mainly show on the news media. They show people rioting, holding up Black Lives Matter signs, shooting police, all this other stuff. That's not what Black Lives Matter represent. But of course, the media is going to show that to portray a negative side of everything. Secondly, if you consider Black Lives Matter a terrorist group, couldn't you also consider the police force a terrorist group? Because radicals, my definition of radicals are people who take a movement and radicalize it as far as taking it to a whole nother level. So Black Lives Matter, you have people who are like, oh, we're going to kill all the white people, we're going to do such and such. And then you have radicals within the police force who are saying, oh, we're going to kill all the black people, and we're going to rid this country of all the disgrace and blah, whatever. So, if you consider Black Lives Matter if you consider that a terrorist group, consider your own country's police force a terrorist group, because it can go the same way. Thirdly, I want to speak on the Black Lives Matter protesters who are like going out and being violent and everything. Okay, to be honest, you guys cannot blame them for going out and rioting in the streets and doing all this other stuff. What do you do when your race has been oppressed for, I don't even know how long? I'm gonna say like 500 since black people were brought to this country. Since then, our people have been oppressed, and then we went through all this slavery shit, all this civil rights movement shit, and we got to some kind of point where we were free and we could interact with other people and we could live our lives normally, but it was never equal to white people, and it still isn't. So how can you try to say things like Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group because they're going out in the streets and rioting and being violent? We have been through peaceful protests. I just came from a peaceful protest on Sunday with the Girl Power meetups, and we sat in front of the White House and we yelled peace and love. But where's the media when stuff like that happens? They're nowhere to be found. So back to my main point, if a group of people have been oppressed almost their entire generation in the country. You cannot get upset with them about rioting and demanding freedom and peace and equality. You cannot get upset with that. And you can't be surprised when things like that happen. You can't be surprised when black people go shoot up white cops. You can't be surprised by that. Your system has failed us. It has never been for us. When the Declaration of Independence was written, we were considered 3/5 of a human. It was never written for us. Everything in there was not written for us. So when we say Black Lives Matter, we're saying that we're human beings, we're black. Our black bodies matter because we never mattered in this country. And like, I just can't. Like, you can't get mad. God bless Beyonce for making that song. That's what's up. But anyway, now I'm gonna address All Lives Matters. Technically and realistically, all lives do matter. But what does All Lives Matter has to do with Black Lives Matter? Nothing. Because Black Lives Matter, like I said before, is a movement that acknowledges a problem in America with Black Americans being killed by police officers. So, All Lives Matter is just a distraction to once again disregard and invalidate our black bodies in this country. So, All Lives Matter, you need to go slide out of them DMs, you need to go somewhere with all that, because just no, like no. So, people of America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and the world, and all that other good stuff, I hope that I have thoroughly explained the Black Lives Matter movement to you guys and why you should be on board, because all lives do matter, but we are in an epidemic right now that needs to be solved. So let's just work together and try to solve this problem so we can be one and we can be equal, because there is no equality